so cold on the mountain today. Today is February 2nd, 2020, and I want to talk about my experience I had a few days ago with my Sirian guide. It was really special, and it was kind of my first time experiencing anything like that. So I wanted to tell you guys because it's so exciting to me. I'm in Mount Shasta right now on the mountain, and my daughter's sledding in the background, so you guys might hear some of that. And it's super windy. Oops. So bear with me, and I hope you guys can hear me well because it's really windy and there's like snow blowing everywhere. But at the same time, it's sunny and beautiful, and I'm warm and cozy with my gloves and my jacket. So hope this video turns out okay. So the other day I was doing a DNA activation with a soul sister of mine. I'm gonna put her name up here so you guys can check her out because she's absolutely amazing. This was one of the most amazing experiences that I've ever had doing any type of energy activation or anything like that, any reading. It was just amazing. So when we were talking, it was on video, and as soon as she started tapping into the energy, she was like, whoa, I feel a very intense energy. And she's like, I'm gonna see what guides want to come through. So while she was connecting with the guides, I got a vision of a blue being, and it showed me hi. Right when I say a blue being, a little blue starseed baby pops up. Can I see your shirt?
Yeah. I want to unzip. I'm hot.
Lemurian. Oh wait, can you see it? Where's Lemurian? Oh, there it is. Lemurian.
I just came from going back.
Keep it at least halfway up. That way it doesn't fall off. You having fun?
Yeah.
Love you.
The new pathway is around the tree. Takes up so much energy.
Be careful. Okay, so where was I? I want the sun in here. Okay, so I get an image in my head, which only happens like a few times, or it's only happened a few times before. And it was like the image was projected into my mind by the Sirian guide. But it was before that she even told me that a Sirian guide decided to come through. There was an image projected in my mind, and I saw a blue being, like a star being, whatever you want to call it. And I instantly saw, for some reason, I don't know why it came to my attention, but it showed me there was a ridge going along her head, the top of her head. It was almost like a spine, but not. But like it was like a ridge going like that. So she is so windy. Having fun?
Yeah.
So she showed me that for some reason, I don't know why. And then all of a sudden the image shifted or switched. It was like a slide. And it showed me that the side view of the extraterrestrial's skull, and it showed like the back was slightly elongated. And I was thinking to myself, like, what kind of being is this, and why am I seeing it? So the image started coming into me. As I was thinking that, it like came into me, and like I don't even know how to explain it. It went from an image being in front of me to literally the image of the being coming into me and like over me. Like, it was so weird. I don't even know how to explain it. But after that, she was like, okay, so your Sirian guide is coming through. And I didn't mention until the end because I didn't want to interrupt her, but I was, love you, bye. I was thinking like, oh my gosh, it was a Sirian. And the reason why the image was coming into me is it was showing me I am you. I am another aspect of you, which is crazy. I mean, it's not so much crazy because the more that we are ascending, like the further we are in the ascension journey, as we're anchoring more and more into a different timeline, the fourth dimension, we are seeing time collapse. Time is collapsing. And because the fourth dimension is a place where time is non-existent, it's not part of the third dimensional illusion. We see that illusion in the third dimension because it serves its purpose. But in the fourth dimension, it's no longer needed. And we're anchoring more and more into the fourth dimension, which is kind of like the middle dimension. I'm only explaining the best I can from my own knowledge, but you know, I hope I'm explaining it well, but it's kind of like the middle. We need a whole dimension in between for us to get to the fifth dimension. But from what I've been learning, we are anchoring into the fourth dimension, and then we anchor into the fifth dimension, and it doesn't end there. But yeah, so as we are shifting, time's collapsing, and we are getting more in touch with our multi-dimensional aspects of ourself. And so you may be communicating and connecting with different aspects of yourself at different times along your journey. Each aspect holds like so much wisdom, valuable wisdom. So I feel like it comes through, or they come through, or that aspect of yourself comes through when you need that wisdom from that lifetime, which is really special. And I guess for me right now, the Sirian aspect of myself wanted to come through because the timeline that I've been trying to like jump into or merge into or whatever, the timeline that I've been envisioning for the last few months, she is working very closely with me, the version of myself in that timeline. That's what the girl said who did the reading. And it's crazy, you guys, because when we first started the DNA activation, she said, I'm gonna help you, like, I don't know how she said it, but she said something about imagine a vision of you in the timeline you want to be in. And she said, I don't know if you have one, but if you do, start to envision it. I have a very, very clear, specific timeline and vision that I've been having for a few months, a vision of this timeline. She ended up telling me why that guide decided to come through is because she's working with me closely in the timeline that I've been having visions of.
Actually, the Sirian guide is telling me that that it's actually a version of you on a different timeline, on a different dimension. So that's interesting. And that...
Sorry, it cut out a little bit. You said she is me on a different timeline in a different dimension?
Yes. So it's another aspect of you.
Wow.
And she's saying that she came through because she's working closely with the version of you in Kauai, of the vision of you. So that's why she has these energies that need to be activated, basically.
I said, okay, well, this is really weird. Like, this is really crazy that just the way things have been unfolding. Like, I've been having visions, not every day, but I just can't stop thinking of me in Kauai. So I've been, like, I had a vision a few months back of me in Kauai, literally the happiest version of myself, like the highest version of myself. And I was like, oh, okay, I need to be in Kauai. I just felt that. I was like, I've never been there, but it's calling me so hard. Like even more than Mount Shasta was calling me at one point. I felt like such a strong call to go here. And then I ended up moving here, or the universe moved me here. And then, yeah, this is different. This moving to Kauai is a big part of my mission. I feel that really strongly, so I just blindly like follow this feeling because I know my intuition will never lead me astray. So if I'm feeling such a strong call to go there, I'm meant to go there, and it's not to visit. Like, I'm being called to move there as soon as I'm done with living in Mount Shasta, which will be in the next few months. So I haven't been able to stop thinking of me going there. My whole vision board is like Kauai, and everything I do every day is trying to manifest myself there whenever it's supposed to happen, and also accepting that it's not meant to happen right at this moment, but I know it's coming soon. So when she said that the Sirian aspect of myself, my guide, is working with me really closely in that timeline, it was really crazy because I'm like, oh wow, like that's so crazy. First she projected the image to me of what she looked like, and then she's there to help guide me into like basically jumping timelines into this timeline that I've been seeing myself in. And she was like aligning all my chakras, also along with the Sirian guide, 2 dolphin guides, or she didn't say 2, she said dolphins, so I don't know how many, but there were also dolphins working on my chakras along with the Sirian guide. And each chakra they went over and told me what I need to work on in order to raise my vibration up to the one that I've been seeing where I'm at in Kauai. So once I raise my vibration enough to align to that timeline, it'll be drawn to me and I'll be in that timeline. But I still have some work to do. So they were just going over each chakra and saying which ones need what and this and that. And the root was the biggest one for me, which is why I'm in the root chakra of Gaia, because I'm working through my root chakra blockages with abundance and security. And like I don't know if it has to do with self-worth and self-love, but for some reason I think that might have to do with the root chakra too, but I'm gonna have to look it up because I actually don't know too much about chakras because that's not what I'm interested in right now. But I need to look that up. That's just something I was kind of feeling, so I'm gonna trust it, because the main thing that my Sirian guide was relaying to me through my soul sister is that I need to trust my intuition. One of my biggest things in blocks was trusting the information that I get and trusting my own intuition, which is the only guidance that I need on my journey. Yet I've been looking outside of myself for answers and not relying on my own inner compass, which is the most important part of your journey. Is you're going to need to follow your own intuition because everyone's journey is different. And so the only way that you will ever know really how to take the next step on your journey is finding the answers inside. Anyways, so she kept telling me, like, trust your intuition. And I kept laughing because I was like, I know I need to, but it's so hard. But it's part of like stepping into my power and stepping into that new version of myself that I'm seeing, is like being fully in my power, like knowing truly like I have all the power and everything, all the resources and everything I will ever need inside of me, and to just utilize that, and to trust myself, and to know that the information that comes through for me is my guidance on this journey. And so of course I need to trust it. How else will I move to the next phase of my journey? So I'm actually gonna have to watch the video again to see how many times she mentioned it, but there was a point where she like tested me. It's so funny. She probably knows me all too well because it's literally a different aspect of my soul. But there was a point in the video, or in the DNA activation, where she said, do you have any questions? And I said, yeah, I want to know her name. And instantly the word Zora popped into my head, but of course I didn't fully trust it. I always second guess myself. It's my ego. My ego's always second guessing my heart, which is, I need to listen to my heart rather than my own ego mind. But I said, I want to know her name. And then she said, did a name pop into your head? Because she said to ask you. And I started laughing. And I said, yeah, actually, a name did pop into my head. But normally, I just think I make it up. So I dismiss it. And I'm like, oh, I just made that up. There's no way. But she said, tell me. So I'll ask her and check. And I said, Zora? And she said, yeah, that's it. And I started laughing, like, in disbelief. I was like, what? Like, that's really it? And then I even double checked because my ego's so unsure of itself. It's like, oh, you made that up. That's what my mind's saying to me. And I'm like, no, really, like, did you ask her? That's what she said. She confirmed her name's Zora. And she's like, yeah. She's like, she told me to ask you because she knows that you already know. And she's like, again, like a test, a reminder to trust your intuition. Does the Sirian guide have a name?
I can ask her.
Yeah.
She's asking me, did a name pop in your head? Or is a name?
Zora or Zara? I think Zora.
Yeah, Zora. She's saying Zora.
Really?
Yes.
I was literally, I don't know if that was me imagining it or not, but she told you that it was Zora?
Yeah, no, she confirmed Zora.
That's so crazy.
Yes, because wow. I was trying to think, and she said, ask her, because everybody has a different filter, and especially with names, it's very, very difficult to translate names into this 3D language. It's a very energetic
so crazy
thing. And so
you can see how I struggle to trust like the information that comes through me. I'm learning to like trust that.
Yeah, but believe me, we all, I mean, it's a constant process, but she's definitely saying, yeah, trust what comes through, and call her Zora when you need her. When you need her support or guidance, just call on her and she will be there to support you.
I really appreciate Zora for communicating to me, first of all, what she looked like, and then her name. And she was able to imprint it in my mind telepathically, which is the first time I've ever had an experience like that. And it was so special. And now I actually have a guide that I can consciously connect with. And when I was doing my light language video earlier, I asked her if she wants to like come through, and so I don't know if she did or not, but I'm sure she did. But I'm gonna start trying to more consciously communicate with her, and I think that'll be really interesting because this is all new to me. But yeah, I really wanted to share that because that's so special. And yeah, let me know, like, are you guys experiencing other aspects of yourself coming through, and what's your experience been like? If you want to share in the comments. And that's all I could really think of right now about my experience with my Sirian guide, Zora. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys got all this magical energy from the mountain today on the 2/2/2020 portal. And thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of this video below in the comments, and I will see you guys next time.